The biggest problem that many supervisors and managers have in being successful is their ego gets in the way. They don't feel sufficiently good about themselves that they don't have to worry about that. So when they're out interacting, what they're doing is they're trying to get affirmation from themselves.
Yes.
What positive leaders do is they work very hard to develop a powerful self-esteem so that you realize you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to even be right all the time. It's okay to admit that you're wrong. It's okay to show, gee, I messed up here. It's good to say those things because it's part of accepting the fact that we are human beings. We're not perfect. We're never going to be perfect. There's no expectation that we're perfect. We are who we are, and as soon as we become comfortable with that, we can begin to shift our focus from solving our own needs and taking care of our own best interest to looking outward to the people and to your organization, being concerned about their best interests.
And when positive leaders humble themselves and say, I am who I am, and give themselves grace, they're going to extend it also to the people they lead.
And well, people begin to sense what's happening when you have that kind of a person. I mean, they create an atmosphere where it's not about them.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
Because when I was little, I thought it was all about them, leaders. And the more I have read, the more I am in the business world, I'm realizing the opposite. And it is servant
unfortunately,
leadership.
I would say the majority of leaders in business today, in any organization, it is too much about them, and they don't understand how much potential they give up by having that internal focus rather than they do. A leader needs to constantly work on their self-esteem. I mean, it's a never-ending job. You have to be just as relentless about that as you are about your people and your organization, but it's always from a point of view is we're improving. It's like, I like to use the example of, buffing a car. If you get a blemish on your beautiful car, there are a lot of people that almost love to find blemishes because they like to polish it. They like to make it look good. You take the same attitude with your self-esteem. You're constantly working at, where are my blemishes? And they always creep up. You're introspective. You're always thinking about, how could I have handled that differently? And then you're strengthening your self-esteem. You're realizing that, so what? Things didn't go well. We have a new opportunity to get the outcome that we want.
I love that analogy. And it's the difference between people with growth mindsets and fixed mindsets.